Hey, see you later.
All right, there it goes. Some technical difficulties in the intro song on my end. Welcome to The Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. I got my co-host, who's actually normally on this side. Let me switch this over here for the video. It doesn't really matter. It didn't switch anyways. Okay, and then we got Kelly Monroe, who is a singer-songwriter and an actress or actor, I guess. How are you doing, Kelly?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this has been a very fun day. So to cap it all off with you guys, it's just a joy. Trust me.
I saw you. I think you took a sip of a glass of wine there. So good for you.
I sure did.
So you live in New York, right? But you're actually in Texas right now.
Yeah, I just flew in. So this morning, my new baby niece was born. So
that's so awesome.
Got here real quick and been holding down the fort with a little 3-year-old nephew. That's her older brother now. And I was joking earlier with him because I was like, I always got my little pretty little ring light and the setup and everything. And my mom was like, you need to go to the garage. Like, you need to go to the garage and do your podcast. And I was like, okay. I feel like I'm back at home. So it's been fun.
Where in Texas are you?
In Austin, where I'm from.
Awesome. That's where I am.
Yeah. Hey. I knew I liked you.
Could went to Ava's house over there.
Yeah, shit. I should have coordinated.
It's pretty crowded. It's very small.
Let's get on to the serious, tough questions that all podcasters ask. Okay, so Kelly, you went from doing mostly acting, and now you have this like music career that really seems like it almost immediately kind of took off for you. Because when did you start actually doing music as a singer songwriter?
Like right in the middle of the pandemic.
So like a year ago.
Dead ass, like a year and 4 months ago, just straight up in the middle. Yeah.
It's a good time for writing, that's for sure.
It was a great time for writing. Yeah. Do you want me to just like briefly tell you the story? Because it's kind of crazy.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sure.
So of course everything shut down. You know, all of your insecurities come up because you're just like, fuck, I can't work in TV and film. Nothing's happening. No one's calling. The phone's not ringing. I have no like side hustle that I'm doing right now because I was really kind of dependent upon all the jobs. And so, of course, like everyone, you got to like kind of sit in your shit and you're like, who am I? What's happening? You know, you have your little mini crisis. And one day I just, beyond being bored, because it's like I went through this cycle of like, I would journal, I would do a lot of meditation, I would do all these different things. And then you go through the cycle where it's like, that isn't enough anymore. And then you try to do something else and you just begin to have a lot of external validating things that don't work anymore. And so I'm big into like psychedelics and plant-based medicine. I've been a huge fan of that for like healing trauma and doing a bunch of things. And so one night I was just kind of over it and I just ate like a fat bar of mushrooms and went on this like really beautiful internal journey. And the long and short of it is I had this visit with kind of like my inner child. And it was like having a real conversation about what I really want to be doing with my life. And she just kept telling me like, I want to sing, I want to write, I want to sing, I want to share my heart with the world. And it was like such this like profound kind of moment that I came out of it and I was like, I'm going to start writing music and I'm going to start singing. And like, that's literally how it happened.
That's amazing.
Are you guys sure you don't know each other in real life? I mean, you guys like besties already.
I love this. Yeah, we will be.
So what brought you from, let's go back to what brought you from living in Texas and growing up in Austin and then moving to New York? Was that acting that got you to New York City?
Yeah.
Or what New York?
I did my undergrad at UT in Austin. I did radio, television, film, and I started doing films in Austin, kind of, you know, indies and short films and stuff like that, getting my feet wet. And I actually graduated early and just pieced to LA. I went straight to LA. And I appreciate LA, but I am not an LA girl. I did not do well there at all.
I feel that. I'm from Santa Barbara,
Yeah.
so I feel
Okay.
that so hard.
Well, you're gonna appreciate this next part. So after a year of being in LA, I met this young, beautiful surfer dude, and I was up in Santa Barbara on a girls' weekend, and I decided to just kind of quit everything, and I fell in love with him. And 10 years later, I lifted my head. I was still in Santa Barbara. So from
Wow.
like 19 to like 28, I was in Santa Barbara, like surfing, smoking pot, just kind of living my best life. I actually had a professional job at the time. I did, if you can believe it, a pharmaceutical sales, which was like a whole nother past life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's still a really good friend, but the relationship ended and I moved to LA. I got my feet, you know, kind of my spirit back in the game with acting, and decided that LA again is not for me at all. And so it's kind of funny because my whole life I've done everything like ass backwards. And so I was like, I'm gonna go pursue TV and film in New York, and everyone was like, "What are you doing? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of." And I was like, "This is just my process. Like I know myself, I trust myself, and like this is what I'm gonna do." Landed, and I got a one-way ticket to New York. I took my dog, one-way ticket, and I booked a job 3 weeks later.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, New York's also big for acting, though, right?
It is, but again, it's just the what we have in our minds. It's just everybody talks, right? It's just like,
Right.
oh,
Right. Right.
LA's
Right.
for this and LA's for it's just
Yeah.
and it's all
Yeah.
just a bunch of bullshit because like
Yep.
the truth is you can create what you want anywhere. And I got to New York, and literally 3 weeks later I booked billions. It was hilarious.
I wish most people thought like that, because most people tend to follow the trends, but really if you kind of go outside the trends and still pursue what you want, I sometimes I feel like it's more respected amongst just people in general, and kind of helps you out even more. If that's your passion and you go for it, you could be anywhere and pursue your passion.
Yeah, I feel like
Yes.
a lot of people go to LA looking for some kind of dream, but like there's so many people there and there's so many lost souls, and I feel like you can get sucked in and just like never get out if you go there. And it's
Yeah.
a lot easier, I feel like, in other places where I don't know.
It's true. It's true. I feel like I always have it in my mind, like LA is where you go kind of once you've made it, and like New York is where you go when you haven't done shit yet. You just, you know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
But I got to heal my relationship with LA because I do want to go work there, and I blah 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 blah. So I've really learned you got to be really careful with your words, you know. So I
Hear that, Los Angeles? She still loves you. She still
I
loves you.
still love you. I still love you. Yeah.
You got. I found a quote that you had written. I believe it was on your Facebook page, and I thought it was a very interesting quote, and I want to ask you about it. You said, "When I stopped making excuses, I started making art."
Yes.
Okay, so what does, like, go into that a little bit more? What does that really mean to you?
So I really believe for myself, I pulled myself out of my artistry with distractions out of fear.
Mm.
And it was all real fear based, you know, like, am I going to be liked? Am I going to be received? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared. Like all the stories we tell ourselves. And the minute that I kind of realized that it's all very ego based,
Mm.
and again, very the opposite of like being in your heart, which is art, which is being real and doing what is authentic to your soul. The minute that I really focused on putting that aside, again through psychedelics, like it actually really helped me a lot.
I was gonna say, it's
Um,
probably psychedelics helped you see that. I'm so scared to do psychedelics, but I've heard that it really helps you find
You just
yourself.
got to do it. It's awesome.
I know, I don't want to.
you got to do it because it really helped me break through fear and like
Mhm.
all bullshit aside. You know, it's like that was the moment that everything changed for me because I was like I already have nothing to. I mean, I have nothing to lose. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? You go right back to where you started, which is doing nothing, right?
Right.
So the minute that I just kind of got out of my own way and allowed myself to just like step up to the mic, and I promised myself the first day, I was like, I don't care about this. If I'm my only fan in the process, and like then that's more than enough for me. Only because I've already won because I'm already doing it.
Mhm.
And the minute I got, you know, past all the distractions and the excuses, tons of excuses. I mean, you guys, I would every excuse in the book. No, I don't my voice is scratched, like my throat hurts, like
Mhm.
oh, I have social anxiety. No, you don't. You're just scared. And that's okay. It's okay to be scared. But I think I really believe that we were all put here to create something, whatever it is, right? It could be a badass podcast. It could be sculpting or writing or painting or being a mother, being a parent. I mean, whatever it is that you're creating. But you got to step into it fully. So anyway, the minute that I allowed that space for that to happen, it was just like the universe was like, here you go, bitch. Like, bless you up. Like, here we go. Let's go. So yeah, it's been
What a very
thrilling and
cool,
wild.
what a very cool and positive outlook that you have on life, right?
I can relate to that. I mean, I avoided music for a long time, and I finally realized it's the only thing that makes me happy. And like as soon as I moved here, out of chance, like I met my bandmate, and like we've been together for a long time now. So
see, and don't you feel like the minute that you respond to your gut and you take a chance on it, it's like the universe is like, boom, like there you go.
For sure.
And it's like following the call, right? And it's like, yeah, it's wild. It's been wild.
That is awesome. Do you think like with your now that you're doing music and you've kind of not, I guess it wouldn't really be a change, more just like of a step in a slightly different direction, still entertainment. Do you feel like music is going to you're going to continue to do music and push that more than acting, or do they kind of go hand in hand with you?
They definitely go hand in hand, because I think, again, this is a part of me, like in film, right? You get to hide behind the character and you get to play somebody else. And I feel like this was the missing piece for me in my life, to like unlock just a bunch of like glory, like a glory well inside of me of like what I could share. And it was like, you got to step into like sheer vulnerability now and like really show yourself. Like, you don't get to play a character anymore. You got to like dive into this. And again, I feel like the minute that I gave myself that chance, like now I feel like everything is opening up. So even in the past couple of weeks, I'm getting a lot of calls from like producers and directors that are like, hey, we're looking for somebody that can sing and do this, and you're from Texas, and we've got the perfect role for you. So like things are flowing in now. And I think, again, because that part of me that wasn't showing up, I think was actually inhibiting me from working more in TV and film. And so now that there's that kind of expansion has happened, it's like, again, my head is spinning, because it's just like, whoa, like I didn't even know all this was possible, you know? And it also is like sheer marketing for people. I just mean marketing in life, because now I'm showing up as, you know, a singer-songwriter, you know, an actor. You know, I dabbled in modeling in the past. So it's like, now your whole world starts open, and then people see you. It's like a business card. They see you as somebody, you know, new now, like somebody that has additional things going on. And so then it allows people to offer up things to you that you didn't maybe have a chance of getting in at, you know?
Were you worried that because your acting name is it Kelly Dowdle? Is that how you say
Dowdle,
it?
yeah.
Okay, and then Kelly Monroe, which is probably, I'm assuming, like your middle name or something like that. Okay, so when you make that switch from Kelly Dowdle to Kelly Monroe, were you worried that the fans weren't going to follow? Because I'm sure you have your acting fans, right? Then you have your music fans, and a lot of your acting fans are going to go into follow into your music because they follow your career. Was that why did you decide to change the name, and were you worried that people weren't going to realize that it was you, or did you just want to rebrand it altogether anyways and not care?
Yeah, for me, it was like, if I was going to step into music, I was going to do it my own way. And that way felt very like I needed a change. Like I needed to step in kind of this, like, you know, this pseudo superpower alternate ego, kind of just like the part of me that I could just unleash. And, you know, like to me, Kelly Monroe is, you know, although she's me, it's like a part of me, a character, right? Almost, that like I get to step into unapologetically. She's a fucking rebel. She's a outlaw. She's a rebellious. She does what she wants. She's creative. She is unapologetically herself. And I feel like I was always very timid to sing. I used to be terrified to sing. And Ava, I'm sure you can relate to this. Like I was terrified to put myself in that situation. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to honor this part of me, because Monroe is my middle name. And it's actually on my grandmother's side. And she had just passed away in July when I first started this. And I was like, I'm going to run with Monroe, and I'm just going to make my own way with it. And I've always thought it's very funny when people kind of find out like oh, that's the chick that also does this, and she does that, and it's kind of this like you kind of have two lanes, and then it's kind of fun for people to find out that later. Like that's just something I would do. It's just something I would do. I don't know how to explain it.
You said a word earlier. You said outlaw, and I'm happy you said that word because I was trying to figure out a way to describe your music, especially the song that we're going to play, "I'm Alive," and it almost has like that outlaw kind of feel to it, if you will, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
It's just it's cool. And is this always the style of music that you like, or is this what you wanted to create, or is this just what you happened to create as your own kind of style? Like, were you looking for a style, or this is just what happened?
Yeah, it's funny, man. When I first started, it was like I showed up to Nashville and it was my first shot, and I worked with Dean Sams from Lone Star, the group Lone Star, like a really big 90s band. And at first it came out very country, and I was like, look, I love country music. I mean, I grew up on country music. It doesn't really necessarily resonate with my like the depths of my soul, but I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of progressed, and that's actually Pronoia, the EP I just put out. That was the very first stuff I ever did. And then, but when I stepped to the mic and I started working with somebody else who happened to be this phenomenal producer, and her name is Sinclair. She's a badass. She plays like 25 instruments. She's the dopest producer I've ever met. And her style is just so funky. She was like, I just want you to like, just go for it in such a way that you don't like, because I know you don't give a fuck, but I want to like hear that. And I started singing, and then of course Mama Said and I'm Alive are just two of them, but then it's kind of gone down this like almost Alabama shakesy kind of gritty, grainy kind of technique that I'm doing, and it's very interesting. So to answer your question, I knew that I didn't want to be country, but I also wanted to appreciate kind of the influence that country music has had in my life. And I kind of want to bring back this like old school Southern rock energy, which I don't think a female has done in a really long time, or anybody has done. I need to quit saying female or male.
It's fine.
So silly, but like I really want to bring back the like that early like Southern rock shit, like the Leonard Skinner influence and all that, all the OGs, and I think that's been lost a little bit. So I think I'm going to dabble in all the lanes just because, again, that's just something I would do just to have fun. But I did not intend to, that was not an intention to sound like that. It was the first time that singing has ever flowed out of my mouth. So I was just like, well, that's happening.
Yeah.
It's kind of, do you guys ever feel like that in life now? It's like, okay, well, that's happening now.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, me and Ava knows me a little bit, so I just kind of roll with it, and I do it on my show. I just kind of roll with the energy that the people bring onto the podcast, and just go with it, And sometimes I say funny shit, sometimes I say stupid shit, but I'm always saying some sort of shit. So
he has no filter whatsoever.
But that's where all the beauty lies, though. Like the minute you start filtering, it's like not fun anymore at all. It's stupid.
Yeah, I know. And so many people filter, especially on podcasts. I don't know how many you've been on where people give you a list of questions they're going to ask you. And, I don't ever prepare my guests because I'm not ever really prepared anyways. So how can I prepare someone else if I'm not even prepared?
We're in good company then. It's always the best way to go.
Let's talk about the song "I'm Alive." I know Mama Said is a song that you talk about a lot on different interviews that you've done and things like that. But "I'm Alive" was a song when I heard it. I like the sound of it. The video is very just a cool video, and there's a part in the video. And before I even say that, I got to say this: we're gonna play the song, but we have technical difficulties. Ava and I kind of did today, so we're gonna see if we're gonna play the whole thing. But there is a part where there's someone laying on the bed, and you're walking into a room, but then it's you laying on the bed. And
way to give it away.
Okay. All right. I'll stop giving away. Let's play it, and hopefully it plays. So let's see what happens here. All right. Let me add it to the stream. Okay, and then I got to go over here, and then I got to push play. There's no sound.
Uh-oh.
Great. See? There it goes.
Oh no.
Oh no, it froze.
Uh-oh.
No. Okay, here's it.
All my brothers and sisters, open your eyes. Hear me cry out.
Nope. Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Can I share my screen and then like go
God.
to YouTube?
Hold on. I'm gonna stop that. I see. It's one of those. It's just one of those days that things just aren't working out for us. But here's what I. Go ahead, Ava. What?
Can I share my screen and then go to YouTube?
That's what I did, and that's what I did.
Yeah,
and that's
but your computer sucks.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. You try it. The song, "I'm Alive." yeah. Do that. Do that. So while she's doing that, Kelly, you want to give us a little bit of history of what the song's about?
Yeah. I almost died when I was 16. I flipped a car 3 times.
Oh,
and actually have an epic story about that, which I'll tell you guys another time. But basically, there was one unidentified man in the car with me and me on the police report, and there was no one in the car with me. So that's a whole different story.
Whoa.
I went into anaphylactic shock like 2 years ago. Again, almost died, but didn't. And then during COVID, as I was going back and forth to Nashville, long story short, I cut my wrist really bad on a glass, and I missed my artery by like 2 millimeters.
Oh my God.
And had to get 8 stitches, wrapped it up, and the doctor was like, "Look, you're very lucky. Like you missed it by, it was very, very close." And so I wrote the song after that because I did an ayahuasca ceremony like 2 days later, but I had this revelation, and it was so simple, but it was just like, I thought I died and I didn't, and I'm alive. So like all my brothers and sisters, like, let's be joyful. Let's live. Let's like cry out to like, let's be joyful to like this divine energy that's given us life. Like, what are we worried about? And, of course, everyone was like, "Oh, don't put that out as your second song. Like, that's not going to land." And I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Who can? And I that is so crazy. It's so crazy what sometimes management or people or whoever tells you what to do or what not to do. It happens so many times with people that come out with like a hit with the song they were told not to do.
Yeah.
All right, Ava, do you have? Let's see if it plays on your end.
Ava for the win.
All my brothers and sisters, open your eyes. Hear me cry out to the great divine. Teach me how to be here. Show me why I came. The world's getting sick and we're losing control. So we flip on the news and it's all we know. Teach me how to be here. Show me why I came. I hit the ground too many times. Thought I died, but I didn't. I'm alive. Thought I died, but I didn't. I'm alive and I'm living, I'm alive. We make a war, not love, and we master pain. Teach me how to be here, show me why I came. So we stay inside and we waste our tears. Teach me how to be here, show me why I came. We wait for the blind to show us the way. Show me why I came. All my brothers and sisters, open your eyes. Hear me cry out to the great divine. Thought I died, but I didn't. show me how to play. Unlock my body and soul, my business and life.
That song is look. I got because you told me the story and the background behind that song. I actually got the chills listening to you, listening to it, and then I see you, and I can tell you enjoy your own song. You have the passion behind what you're saying and what you're singing, and that is beautiful. I love that. It's bluesy, it's little country, it's outlaw. It has like a really just I don't even know what to say, but that is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
what
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Man,
right,
I'm really glad. I'm glad you chose that. Like, I'm glad you like that song. It means a lot to me because, like, I think it's such a great message. Like, we just all need it. We all need it. Like, I need it every day. But like, it's just fucking important, man. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's cool that you pick up on. Like, thank you. It means a lot to me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Ava, what'd you think?
I love it. And fuck all those people that told you not to release it. Like, for real.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
I mean, I could literally sit here and talk to you for a whole another hour, but we like to get the shows around 30 minutes, and we're kind of coming up on that. I think you are one badass person, and thank you for coming on to the show. I know. Do you have a website? I know you have like all your acting stuff. Do you have a website just for your music?
I think the best place to go right now, we're kind of working on that right now because I had to go through this whole like verification process. There's a whole nother podcast we can talk about because I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
But I would just funnel to Instagram, and then I think there's a website that's happening, but Kelly Monroe Music, but I don't know if it's up yet. So
Okay.
just slide up in the DM on the Instagram is probably the best way to.
And do you have a merchandise?
I do.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't even know until my uncle, he's like super country bumpkin, and he called me the other day. He's like, "Hey, I bought your sweatshirt off your website." And I was like, right
What?
on. That's fucking awesome.
What did you say? What sweatshirt?
Sweatshirt. Yeah. So that's really cool. So yeah, I mean it's on Spotify at the bottom. And Instagram, yeah, Apple Music. It's all coming together. I'm excited. I've got like 14 songs I'm putting out in 2022.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Oh, they all have that similar stuff. Oh, I did want to ask you one question before you leave also.
Yeah.
I thought this was a good question to ask. Do all of your songs, because I know your mama said, I read something that you had, you and your mom were talking, which is how you came with that song. And then this song is about, pretty much dying.
Yeah.
Do all your songs have deep meanings like that? Like, is your life like just that? Like, just these ideas that come to you with passion. I mean, do all your songs have just a big fat meaning behind them?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I think the first cycle, like coming out, it's like coming out, right? Like when you're coming out, there's like a lot of depth and a lot of trauma and sadness and heartache, and you get it out. And I would say like 8 of the 14 songs are just like, I feel good, I'm happy, I'm living my best life. But they're all with the imagery of like from a personal experience of where I am at. So yeah, everything I read is really personal, but there's a lot of really fun, happy, feel good songs that are coming. Which, by the way, is the hardest shit to write ever.
Yes, it is. I completely agree.
It is.
Yeah, right?
It's so much easier to write when when I was like depressed and going through shit. So much easier to write like fuck you songs or like some trauma songs, and then when you're like, oh, my life's great, fucking da 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 da.
I'm the best.
You can't write shit anymore. It's like it's already out. It's like singing counselor to yourself.
Yeah,
it is. It's like I don't even know what to say right now. Like I don't even know. But so yeah, it's a combination of stuff. And I also wrote a really cool song about actually something a good friend of mine went through. So yeah, it just kind of flows in. You guys know how it is, Ava. I'm sure you know. You just drop in and it drops out, and you just birth it. It's like having a baby.
I am excited.
I wouldn't know that.
Normally, I have kids, but I didn't give birth to them, so you never know. I could. All right. Well, hey, that's all we got for the show. Kelly, I want you to stay there, please, until after the outro song plays. I want to thank everyone that listens to our show. Check us out on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you check out your podcasting platforms. Please subscribe to us. And go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/theloudspot, $3 a month. Really does help us out. I need a new computer apparently. So we're going to work on that. All right. Hopefully the outro song plays without fail, but I doubt it. So all right. Peace out, rock on, and much love.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Does everything that's good really have to end? A pimp host has a pimp show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much love.